Today I would like to introduce the Chinese hotpot for you. In the past, I was in other foreign countries. I found that most people they knew that China is a big country. However, they knew little about the details in China. Therefore, I would like to introduce more Chinese things to the foreigners. Today, my topic is Chinese hotpot. As you can see from the screen, this picture is the Chinese map, and there are several icons of hotpot on the Chinese map. I would like to separate this map into four parts according to its geography: the North China, East China, Middle China, and South China. Let's talk about the North China at first. In North China, the temperature is always below zero in the winter. Therefore, hotpot is very popular, especially in winter. There are three kinds of hotpot in North China. The first one and the most important one is Beijing hotpot. Beijing, as the capital of China, I think most of people may hear about the name of this city in the news. Actually, there are several traditional food in Beijing. One of them is the Beijing hotpot. The shape of the Beijing hotpot is quite different from other hotpots all over China, except for the hotpot in Xinjiang province. This one is the hotpot in Xinjiang province. And the one is right to Beijing hotpot is the northeast hotpot, which is consisted of pickle and white meat. And the one left to the Beijing hotpot is the Xinjiang hotpot. Unfortunately, I did not go to Xinjiang before, which is a popular tourist destination in China, especially among the young people. Therefore, today I could not introduce a lot about the hotpot in Xinjiang province. Besides, there are a lot of famous food in Xinjiang. For example, it's lamb, it's fruits. But when I did this topic, it was my first time to know that Xinjiang hotpot is also very famous. Let's talk about the East China. Actually, East China is not very famous for the hotpot. It was also my first time to know about there is hotpot with beef in Shandong province, and there is also a kind of hotpot in Anhui province. But as far as I remember, these two kinds of hotpots are not very popular compared with the hotpot in the Middle China. Currently, the hotpot in Middle China is super popular, especially among the young people. For example, the students in the university, each time they have activity, they would always choose hotpot as in the Middle China, which means the spicy hotpot as their first choice. The biggest characteristic of the hotpot in Middle China is its spicy. Actually, besides, there is also another kind of hotpot in Middle China, which is famous for its sour soup with the fish inside. This kind of hotpot is in Guizhou province. The final part is the South China. There are actually four kinds of hotpot or areas in South China. The first famous hotpot place is Yunnan province. This province is very famous for its mushrooms, but please pay attention to it. each time you would like to try some mushrooms, you need to go to the formal restaurant instead of cooking it by yourself, because it's a serious problem of food safety. The next one is the hot pot in Hainan Island. I think everyone go to the Southeast Asia must hear about a famous dish called coconut with chicken. And this hot pot is also combine these two things. The third one I think is the most famous hot pot in the South China, which is in the Guangzhou province. I always regard Guangzhou province as the capital of food in China. There are several kinds of hot pots over here. For example, the people prefer to put the raw materials into the porridge, or they also provide the beef hot pot, or they also some place is known for the seafood hot pot. And the final city is Macau. Actually, I have been to Macau before, but unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity to have a taste of the hot pot over there. In conclusion, the hot pot actually reflects the characteristic of the person, climate, history, and so many things in that place. So each time you go to that province, you have a taste of the local food over there. It's a kind of experience for you in China. After the brief of the first page, I would like to expand into details of the hot pots in each area. The first thing is also the hot pot in North China. In this page, I would like to emphasize two kinds of hot pots which I mentioned before. But the icons in the formal picture is too small, so in the following picture I will put some large pictures for you to understand better. The left picture is Beijing hot pot, meanwhile the right one is the northeast hot pot. As you can see from the picture directly, the shape of these two hot pots is totally different. For the Beijing hot pot, there is a tall container in the middle. Meanwhile, the shining point of the northeast hot pot is its color. The soup is yellow because of the pickled cabbage. I think that most people have already know about the pickled cabbage, which is quite famous in North Korea and South Korea. But actually, the northeast China is very close to these two countries. Therefore, they share some common points in the food. When it comes to the Middle China, the spicy hot pot is more and more popular among the young people. At the same time, the hot pot in the last page in North China are quite popular for the local old people. As you can see from the pictures, the color of this hot pot in Middle China is red, which means it's super spicy. But there is something special for the Chongqing city. The pot of the hot pot in Chongqing city is always separated into 9 grades, so that you can put each raw material in each grade in order to find it easily. And Also, please focus on the picture in the left side. You can see some meats in the sticks. And this is also a kind of tradition for the Sichuan province. As a person from other provinces, the soup actually for me is not very different between these two places because it's too spicy for me. So I can just judge them from other points. The final area is the South China. Also, the main point I would like to mention and compare is the color of the pictures. The last page is famous for the red color, while this page is a light color. The left picture is the porridge. If when you want to have this hot pot in Guangdong province, the waiter will always bring you a bowl of porridge with nothing inside, and you can add different raw materials inside. The right picture is the beef soup. Uh, the picture shows only a kind of beef soup. Sometimes the beef soup is just pure water, or sometimes it can be the already cooked beef soup. And then, whether it is or not, after you putting so much beef inside, it will finally turn into the beef soup. There are two components of the hot pot in China. The first one is the soup, and in terms of soup, there are also two kinds. The first one is spicy soup, the second one is non spicy soup. There are also many different kinds of subcategories for each type. With regard to the spicy soup, people can put different kinds of peppers inside, and some people also would like to put butter into the soup in order to make the soup smell better. When it comes to the non-spicy soup, for the picture over here, I only put tomato and mushroom, but actually there are so many other kinds of non-spicy soup. The next important component of Chinese hot pot is its ingredients. Of course, compared with the component in foreign countries, the ingredients in China is also a little bit different. There are some common ingredients, for example, the vegetables and meat. But in terms of the meat, as you can see from the picture, the thickness of the meat is very thin because most of people they prefer to put the meat in just several seconds or less than 20 seconds into the soup and then have it. But I think for most foreigners, the most special point for the ingredient is the organs. When I was in foreign countries, each time I went to the supermarket, I found it difficult buying different kinds of organs in the supermarket. But in China, organs are very popular ingredients, especially for the Chinese hot pots. All in all, the trend of the Chinese hot pot is going up. I think the main reason lies in that the soup and the ingredients can satisfy different kinds of person. Please imagine that each time you go into the Chinese hotpot restaurant, you order the people always would like to order the pot with two grades. The left grade they may put in the non-spicy soup, and in the next grade they put the spicy soup. So whether you like spicy or not, you can really enjoy the hot pot with your favorite ingredients. And even for some big restaurants, they allow you to bring the ingredient that is not available in their restaurants. Many thanks to your attention to my video, and later I will continue bringing new videos about China to you.